This is another video in the series Getting Started with Extreme Vigilance from Scianta Analytics. In previous videos we had actually created models and ran analysis on demand as well as scheduled them. This video is focused on walking through looking at the analysis results, in particular looking at the analysis dashboards. So let's get started. I'm on the Extreme Vigilance homepage, and in particular, you'll see the list of menu items up here, and the one we're interested in is analysis. If I open that up, I will see in there a menu item called Analysis Dashboards. If I click into it, you'll see we have a dashboard for every type of analysis that we can perform. So let's start taking a look at a couple of them. So first, let's start at Threshold Analysis Dashboard. Threshold analysis is pretty interesting because of a variety of different types of anomalies that it can detect. Now there are several threshold analysis that I've ran here, and there's a bunch of anomalies detected, and there's different categories for anomalies here. In particular, event anomalies, terrain anomalies, unusual activity anomalies, and unusual asset anomalies. Let me just touch on those for a second. If we review how threshold analysis works, when we first build our models, we load all this historical data. And for all the individual values, threshold analysis is focused on establishing what is a lower threshold, upper threshold, and outlier thresholds for every possible terrain that we store in our model. And in addition to that, those terrains are actually done in 4-hour slices throughout the day and for each day of the week. So we kind of determine the actor's normal activities throughout the day at different times and so forth. Now what's kind of different here is when you see event anomalies versus terrain anomalies. The event anomalies in particular, they look at taking the actual value of this individual event and comparing it to that threshold range. In that interval, where a terrain anomaly means all the activities or the average in that same interval of this new behavior is compared with what's in the model. So it's a difference of looking at just one versus a collection of activities I just did. The other one, unusual activity anomalies, is something brand new that we've never seen before. Unusual asset anomalies is we've actually referenced an asset, this activity, that we've never touched before too. Okay, so from the analysis that we've ran, we can see there's a listing of anomalies, and we sort them based off criticality and as opposed to the total counts or anything, but I do notice a couple here that are pretty high. So let's take a quick look at each one of those. So here's one, E. Jennifer. So the actual actor's name is Ms. Eloise Jennifer. And she's got several outlier warnings here around email deliveries being sent. And it's kind of looking at this, I notice that they're all just a couple minutes apart. If I keep hitting next, basically this user just went crazy sending a lot of emails. And this is just not normal activity for them. And we could actually click into that terrain to get even a little further, get some more details. We can see on this curve, on the far left of this chart, this is where the normal activity is, the lower, upper, and then there's like an outlier threshold. Well, we're way over here, and there's a lot of so the user's been sending a lot of emails, basically, within that interval. Okay, let's go back. There was another actor that had some really high threshold anomalies there. Who was that? It's a gamer. Let's just click into that real quick and see if we can see what was going on. Terrain and event value outliers, actually. And they all look like they're around file size. And the same thing, in a short interval of time, this user just started blasting a lot of emails that are significantly high. We're talking about 4 or 5 megabytes of data attachments to these emails. So that's probably, compared to their normal activity, that's unusual. So that's a quick look at our threshold analysis dashboard. Let's take another look at another dashboard. Let's see what we got here. That was threshold. Let's look at sequence analysis. Now there's a variety of anomalies that could be generating during our sequence analysis also. And just quickly touching on them. Invalid sequence anomalies, that means that's a transition between two different activities this user did that has never happened before. Rare is it's happened before, but very infrequent and uncommon. So it's just kind of like it's becoming more and more frequent that until it's actually up to a normal level. Some of these activities it usually does. And that's where those anomalies come from. So let's take a little look down here and just kind of pick out a couple. None of them are really standing out really high. So let's just click on. These are also sorted by severity. You'll notice it's not as many, just a couple pages of them. So we can just kind of pick on one. Let's try one, like this individual here at the top. Sequence says there's an invalid actor sequence accessing an Oracle database. Well, let's drill into it a little bit closer, take a look at the actual anomaly details. We've got lots of information about the actor. We can easily drill into them. Details about, between what two assets this activity occurred. But here's where it gets interesting is the user actually 0%, as I'm looking at this edge between this activity and accessing Oracle. Basically what's happened is a user has successfully logged into the Oracle system and they've never ever done it before. So that might be a red flag, a system that this user is not supposed to have access to, maybe not. Maybe they just got access to it. But that's why that anomaly is there. Let's go back and let's just quickly pick on another one too, just to give it a nice sampling. So let me see, there's one we always look at a lot here, individual named Gamer, I think. Let's find him. As you notice, I can sort on these tables and everything too. Gamer. Well, he has a few more invalid sequences. He's doing something a little unusual too. Looks like, let's just click on the top one. A couple of different things that he's saying is invalid that he's done. But just quickly take a look at one, web server. It's like he logged in successfully to a web server, 0%. Once again, this is like the first time this user's ever logged into this web server. Should he have had access to it, and maybe just acquired access to it and got permissions to do this. But it's anomalous because he's never done it before. Okay, let's go back and take a look at another analysis type. Another common one people like to run is actor analysis. So let's go to the actor analysis dashboard. We only ran it once against one actor, and he was found to be anomalous. The question is, well, why did we find those anomalous? So there's 21 anomalies. Let's go in there and find out. Actor actually analyzes all the individual terrains or activities this user's done. And, well, interesting enough, every terrain has an anomaly. So I suspect that they're all going to be pretty much the same kind of report here. And curious to know, looks like the user since July 31st hasn't done any activity. So it's good. It's possible this user just went away on vacation, maybe he's been terminated, or he's just gone missing. But we definitely have a difference in this actor's activity. Let's do one more for the video here. Let's look at a peer analysis. That's one that people always ask about. Peer analysis is where I'm trying to compare individuals in a group with each other. Let's click in there and take a look. So this analysis actually analyzed 212 actors in this grouping, and only one of them was found anomalous. So let's go click into this. It's kind of low, but let's see what it does tell us. Basically, the actor is, if I look into the information here, everyone's really similar in this group. And the results, we got enough data that we can trust the results. But only one of them is found anomalous, and I can't really see why, but right now they all are showing very similar. All green, highly similar. But it does show an anomalous warning, so let's drill down. Maybe we can get a little more information to why it says it was anomalous. So out of all these actors in the group, still showing that he's this actor compared to all the other actors. He's very similar. But if I look at the individual terrains, there's 22 of them, 22 different types of activities that we're analyzing for this user. There's one that's actually standing out red here, one event. It has to do with authentication, finance, success. So this was another one of those actors we had looked at previously who successfully logged into the finance system. So through all these samplings, he accessed it one time successfully, which he's never done before. Or also compared to the people in this group, nobody else accessed this finance server either. So that's a nice way of picking out that one individual, just comparing how everyone else in the same business unit does activities, and he's got one activity flagged. Okay, so that's pretty good. I mean, it's a nice little cross-section of all the different types of analysis types we do. But whenever we run our analysis, there are these dashboards that we can look at the aggregate across all those reports and review them. So thank you for your time.